Здравствуйте. I'm very glad to be here. I'm first time in Moscow. I like very much this town, and a lot of thanks for Kalina and your organization to invite me here. I'm happy to be here with you. Excuse me, my language is not very good. First of all, I would like to point out that any conference that addresses gender equality is very much needed in a specific society in the audience from stance of women only. There can be done very little to improve the situation unless both women and men take active interest in the issue. I'm glad to spot at least some men in the audience. And from Estonia. With the restoration of independence of Republic of Estonia, the country shifted in its economics appearance towards to the west, in particular to Scandinavia, which is renewed for its egalitarian society. Unfortunately, it has not really reflected upon Estonia. Deep-rooted prejudices are hard to beat, and the attitude towards feminism can sometimes be unsympathetic. Considerably smaller wages, limited opportunities in the labour market, limited access to power and management, and the difficulties combining family and work life are few of the problems that women have to deal with in Estonia. The main issues associated with men are low life expectancy, low educational level, and limited opportunities in the labour market. In order to secure the inviolability of gender equality, it has been introduced by the means of the legislation in Estonia. Gender Equality Act entered into force in May 2004. It contains, inter alia, prohibition of discrimination based on sex, promotion of gender equality, resolution of disputes concerning discrimination based on sex, regulation for gender equality commissioner and gender equality council. Equality and non-discrimination provisions also placed under general law. Discrimination based on several grounds, including sex, enhanced planet rules, the Employment Contracts Act, as well as the Constitution. The principle of equal pay for work of equal value for women and men was established for the first time in the amended Wages Act from 2001. The Parental Benefit Act entered into force in January 2004. The Estonian government has also established the Office of the Gender Equality and Equal Treatment Commissioner, who has the responsibility to monitor compliance with the requirements of Gender Equality Act and Equal Treatment Act, accept application from persons and provide options concerning possible cases of discriminations. Analyze the effect of legal acts on the situations of women and men as well as minorities in society. Make proposals to the government, the Republic, government agencies, local governments and their agencies for amendments to legislation. The situation of women in the economy has been gradually improving, but is not quite satisfactory. In 2009, the employment rate of women aged 15 to 74 was almost as high as that men of similar age, some 56, 59. Compared to the previous years, the gender employment gap has narrowed considerably. The main reason for that is big decrease in men men's employment rate and increase their unemployment rate in 2009. The unemployment rate was 11% for women and 17% for men. Unlike in many other countries, most employed women in Estonia are working full-time. Only 14% of women and 7% of men were working part-time. This was 2009. Due to the traditions, lack of childcare opportunities and shortage of part-time jobs, Estonian women with small children train to remain inactive and return to full-time work only once their children have grown. One of the reasons why part-time work is not popular in Estonia is a low standard of living. Part-time work does not ensure sufficient subsistence. The labor market in Estonia is highly segregated. The percentage of women is the highest in health, education and hotel business. Some 80–90% of people engaged in these areas are female. In construction, energy, agriculture and transport, the employees are mostly male. The percentage of women in this area is below 30%. Due to segregation, the gender pay gap is very high. Female gross hourly earnings in 2007 were 72% of male earnings. The education in Estonia is gender specific. Compared to men, women attend to school longer and have higher education level. Men tend to end their educational career earlier and they acquire less likely higher education. Women and men are in different fields of study and this tendency isn't decreasing. In addition to that, most of the educational workers are women. They dominate in every educational level, except in higher education. Less young men are accepted to institutions of higher education because they cannot compete with young women at admission. In 2009, 140 females were admitted per 100 men. The share of women in the total number of students acquiring higher education was 61%. According to the World Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap Report 2009, Estonian women are about 71% as empowered as Estonian men. This ratio has been creeping upward, although very slowly, over the past 4 years. But other countries are improving more quickly, so Estonia is standing in the world, which, well, in 2007 and 2008, we might have stuck at 37th place in 2009. The report exposes some glaring areas of inequality. Unlike its near neighbors Finland, Latvia and Lithuania, Estonia has never had women as head of state. But we like to this. And Estonia's index of wage equality for similar work is alarming. Estonia was the 18th ranked country in Europe, but it did place far ahead of such of gender equality powerhouses as Luxembourg, Italy and Greece. Gender equality remains a problem in Estonia. Gender equality in its contemporary, internationally recognized meaning is relatively new concept. Young women are not very interested in gender equality issues. Women that participate in equality congresses are mainly over 40 years old or 50 years old. I would like to end my speech with a more positive note, that I have witnessed a gradual shift in social attitudes towards gender equality, especially among young people, which means that coming years we may accept some future progress. The Estonian Reform Party slogan during the parliamentary campaign this year was turning Estonia into a Scandinavian tiger in the economic sense. This can be possible if we also adopt a Scandinavian attitude towards gender equality. Thank you.